Hello, everybody, and welcome to my homework response or to my response to homework number 5. This homework was about making choices. So, learning about if, else, if, else statements, also combining expressions, booleans, and so on. In general, I think the homework went fine. I couldn't find like some special pattern that most people would make mistake in. Of course, yeah, there were some small misunderstandings, and there was a part of exercises that some students did not do. So if you did not submit the exercise, if you did not know what to do with the exercise, so please now read the solution. If you still don't understand it, or you're not sure about something, use this Thursday. Ask question about it. Okay, I mean, not many people ask questions, and so then I feel okay. So things are easy, but then I could see your homework response, and maybe 40% people say that the homework is hard. So I don't know if it means that it was hard and you overcome the hardship, or if it was hard and that means that you were unable to do it. So if you were unable to do it, I mean, use those 90 minutes we have to ask questions and so on. Anyway, I will just quickly go through the homework. Well, so the first exercise was just I was not even Python related. Just everybody should know how to get a path to be able to get into the into the folder. The next two exercises, they will basically follow what you've seen in the Carpentry Hub, so I think there is no need to discuss them much in detail. So here, using conditions for looping. So yeah, now we know for loop. So if we have a list and we go through the list, then Python, depending on a condition, can do something or can not do something. So this was a simple exercise one. Here it was here we are creating a list out of list based on a condition. So this is something that we will be doing for data science. We will have these huge arrays of data, and we will want Python to change some parts, add some parts, delete some parts, and so on. So this kind of will be important. Breaking out of loop. So this was something, let's say, new. So if you have a loop, you can break out of it using this break statement. Maybe break is not, you don't have to always use break. I mean, so again, it's a programming. There is usually lots of different solutions, and depending on the situation, something is easier, something is harder. So you've got this ability to break out of the statement. Here, maybe let me put short comment on this. So here you were supposed to loop through the list, and if you find a string of length 4 to stop the loop. So now you have two conditions. It has to be a string and it has to have a length 4. And so one thing you can do is, what some people did is, you can write an if nested statement, right? If statement inside of if statement. You put there, if it's a string, then if it's length 4, then break out. I mean, yeah, it's possible, but at the same time now we have these connectives and or, and so we can connect the conditions and we can make just simply one if statement. And I would say that this is much easier to read. It's not always like that. There might be situations where you would rather do maybe two if statements, of course, if there was a lots of and conditions and stuff. So the solutions you will see for this kind of combinations of several if statements, else statements, and ands and ors. Yeah, there are different ways how to approach it. I mean, usually the shorter the code, the better the solution. And also you should think, when this is happening, you should think, how many operations will the computer have to do till it finishes, right? So let's say sometimes you expect like, oh yeah, this condition is going to happen quickly, so it's rather to test for that one than it's negative, right? Because then maybe you have to go through things, lots of stuff. So anyway, yes. So this is a kind of a play, and everyone, yeah, there are different ways how to do it. You can test negative conditions, you can test positive conditions, and depending how you change this and how you put this together, things are gonna be, the code is gonna look different, but it might do exactly the same thing. Another new thing was this combining for and else. So sometimes we would like to do a for loop and then do something within the for loop, maybe based on an if statement. So if something happens, then we do something in the for loop and then finish it. Or if this condition is not satisfied, then do something else. So here we are basically putting, normally the if and the else should be on the same, it should be both indented, right? And that would mean that this if is connected with this else in the standard way. But that's not what we want here. That would be make a for loop, and within the for loop, if this, do this, or else do something else. But what we want here is to go through a for loop, check on some condition. If the condition is satisfied, fine, do whatever you need. But what if the condition is not satisfied? Then what to do in the end after the whole for loop has finished. So that's why we combine the else with the for. This else happens when the whole for loop finished and this condition hasn't been executed. So that's quite also a useful piece of code. Then modulus, I was not sure how much you know about that. Also prime numbers, testing for prime numbers. So that's really a very simple example of using the for loop and the tests. And then last exercise was this. So here maybe some people did not understand what they're supposed to do. So for each number you should have printed out which category it belongs to. So again, it could be done in different ways. So yeah, here you have the code. So again, check the code, compare it to yours. I mean, if yours work fine and looks okay, then it's all right. We don't have a problem with that. If you did not write anything, or if your code did not work properly, then definitely try to figure out what was the problem. And if you have any questions, then I'll see you during the class on Thursday. Okay, thank you. Bye.